YouTube. Well, come on, YouTube, catch up with me here. YouTube, we're waiting for it to go live, and then we're going to be live in 3, 2, 1. Here we are, everybody. Hello, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube, where we're hanging out answering your Royal Caribbean Cruise questions. Happy Monday. Before we answer your cruise questions, let's start with the most important question. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean Cruise? Drop your countdown in chat. Let us count down together. I'm very excited. I'm finally getting it back on a cruise ship at the end of this month. I'm literally waiting for the last day of the month, but a little more than, what are we at here? Not quite 2 weeks. No, it's like a little less than 2 weeks till my next cruise on Ovation of the Seas, going out of California. Excited for that. We had some amazing super chats before the broadcast began. Holy smokes, you guys are amazing. Judith Wright, thank you for your super chat. Liberty of the Seas tomorrow. Birthday cruise for my husband, Earl. Happy birthday to Earl. And that's awesome. I mean, you have a cruise tomorrow. Good luck sleeping tonight. It's not going to be easy, but I hope you have a wonderful time on your sailing. Andrew of the Seas, thank you for the super chat. YouTube question. Does it benefit Royal Caribbean Blog's channel to watch ads in full, or does skipping them decrease your monetary compensation? Always watch while doing something else. Ads play in full. Just wondered. It's a great question. I actually don't know. My understanding is that the more ads you see, the better. Whether they're skippable or not, or whether you skip or not, is a I don't know how that factors. But let me put it this way, Andrew. If all you did was watch ads on my channel, I would probably do better in the grand scheme of things. So I think it's more quantity than duration, but it certainly doesn't hurt anything. Let's put it that way. So thank you for the super chat. Captain Bob Dickens. Bob, thank you for the super chat. We'll be in surgery during your live show, still checking on Royal Railway to the point where they put me to sleep. August can't come fast enough. Looking forward to watching when I get home. Well, Bob, hopefully your surgery goes well, uneventful, easy peasy. You pull through and you get to watch this replay on the way out. Thank you for the super chat, and we're all thinking of you, buddy. Hope everything is going to be okay. Sphere, thank you for the super chat. Odyssey 125 days, Allure 153, Quantum 196, Star 307, Radiant 315, Liberty 319, and Legend 440. I'm starting to think I have too many cruises. Getting vacation time starts to be a problem, luxury problem. By the way, he clarifies that. Wait a minute, that can't be right. 100. Oh, it's $10. Okay, yeah. Because he tipped me 100 Norwegian kroners, which to some people might think, holy smokes, but it's really just $10. Nonetheless, Sphere, I'm looking forward to coming to Norway next month. I'll be there for a cruise, so I'm very, very excited to see that. Thank you for the super chat. And by the way, first of all, there is no such thing as too many cruises. Second of all, I think the fact that you have so many countdowns is amazing, considering that you, I'm assuming, live in Norway. That's pretty darn awesome, dude. I like that. Love that. Wild West Smoked Fusion. What a great name. Thank you for the super chat. 188 till Star. I've heard a lot of rumors that the Mason jar is coming to Star of the Seas. It's not. So you can put that to rest. I don't know. I mean, I think where Pier 7 would be perfect. No, it's not. So you could we can put that rumor to rest solidly. It's not. So I wish it was, but it's not. Thank you, Wallace. And our last super chat before the broadcast began. Wait a minute. Is it? No, it's not. Yes, it is. Lance Daubert. Lance, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, love all the great info. Excuse me. You've been a huge help planning my parents' trip. Nassau excursion, boat tour, bus tour, or ATV, and do you have a company you could recommend? Well, I don't have a recommendation. I would definitely say no to bus tours. I say no to bus tours anywhere. Unless you have mobility issues, I say no. Boat tours are probably what I would recommend. In Nassau, it's actually a really great, it's so conducive and so easy to hop on a boat, whether you're going on a catamaran or you're chartering a vessel. I would definitely lean towards that. I think it's really, really good for that one. I don't have a company I can recommend, though. Viator might be a good place to start, Lance. So, all right, we are caught up on the pre-broadcast super chats. So just want to say thank you to that. Chris Stealth. Chris, thank you for the super chat, buddy. No questions, just thanks, Matt, for all you do. Chris, my friend, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. And Brett Graham, thank you for the super chat. Bonjour. 21 days till Indy, 47 to Allure, back-to-back. 88 to Explorer, back-to-back-to-back. 160 to Voyager, 35 days, back-to-back. Repositioning, Anthem, holy smokes. Diamond Plus in 13 months. Life is good. Merci. Bien so. It is definitely great. And all of a sudden, Sphere's countdown. See, Sphere, you don't have enough cruises. You're not like this yet. You got plenty to go. And I was even Brett's got more room to fit in there. So, yeah. A music life for me on Freedom of the Season Miami now, currently delayed selling until 9:30. My first ever evening sale away. That's talk about making a positive. It's not really a negative, but that's awesome, dude. Have a great time on Freedom of the Seas. Love, love, love freedom. Hey Matt, I've been watching your videos for the last 3 to 4 months. First time I've been able to catch the Q&A live. Welcome, glad to have you here. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, we're here to answer your Royal Caribbean cruise questions. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in the next 55 minutes or so. So please feel free to type your questions in chat. Also want to give a big shout out to Samantha, who's watching right now. All right, let's answer some questions here. Brian Westcott heard from a friend of a friend's daughter who's working on Star with Fast and Furious that they are using too much power making the lights flicker around the ship. I mean, keep in mind, of course, Star of the Seas is still, under construction. I mean, she just began her sea trials today, but it's a work in progress, to say the least. I wouldn't pay too much attention to that one, but that's pretty funny that is actually occurring. I'm sure they'll sort all those things out. Although you did hear this from a friend of a friend of a friend, so take it with a grain of salt. Susan Westfall. Susan, I am very excited for this countdown because I can't believe it's gonna be a month and we're going on a cruise together. It's gonna be amazing. So excited for that one. Marina's here. Hello, Marina. 5 days till cruise out of San Juan. Thanks to Jen from MEI Travel. Love it. And Craig Hart, thank you for reminding me. I actually set my alarm to remind me, but I'm going to turn the alarm off. So tomorrow, if you are a Royal Caribbean Blog Club member here on YouTube, we're doing a special bonus stream tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So it's just for our club members. If you want to join us for that, if you are a club member already, mark your calendars. Tomorrow evening, we'll be doing this again. All right, guys. Next question. Benjamin's leaving on Liberty tomorrow, too. Very nice. I like that. Fantastic. Don and Judy are here. Glad to have you here. And, Ryan is here. Michelle Stevenson is here. Andrew Brennan is here. Brandon says, 235 days to explore. First time actually catching this live. Caught the cruise bug, and your content is scratching the itch in the meantime. We love that. Fantastic. Can I give a shout out to Eric? I don't know who Eric is, but shout out to Eric. Absolutely. Matt wants to know, when will they start selling admission to Royal Beach Club Nassau? The answer is soon. I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but Royal hasn't said exactly. They did make, obviously, the big announcement last week, which was the precursor to it. Royal has been cagey about giving any kind of dates as to when they'll put the beach club on for sale. It's going to open at the end of December, and I think what they're trying to figure out is like when exactly. From what I've been told, it's going to be the very, very, very end of December, like Christmas week-ish, if not beyond, like not even Christmas, like beyond that. So I suspect they're trying to sort all that out. Let's see here. Michelle Stevenson, what if you have premium and don't get the ad interruption at all? Actually, that still helps me. So I have that too. I have the premium, YouTube premium, whatever they call it, red. You get funneled into a different category, but I still get credit for it basically. While you don't see ads, the fact you're watching the video does contribute a certain percentage. I don't know this for a fact. I imagine people who don't have premium may be able to potentially generate more revenue for me, but it's, for one person, it's not a huge difference. We're talking about, thousands of people start to add up, that kind of thing. But no, I still get a cut of it, or some kind of something, whatever it is, probably your monthly fee right there. Speaking of our club members, Jonathan, thank you for being a club member for 3 months, brother. Why does Royal Caribbean tend to put white night on the same night as Italian menu in the main dining room? Not a good combo. First of all, if I have a fault in this life, it is that I cannot eat marinara sauce without spilling it on myself or splattering it on myself. So yeah, I don't know that there's necessarily a correlation there, but you are not wrong on that. The Teresa McChain from MEI Travel is here. Hello, Teresa. Hope you are doing well. Larry the Lemon. Hey, Larry, thank you for the super chat. Less than 168 hours until about Wonder of the Seas. What is your favorite non-alcoholic drink? It's not the strawberry blonde. That's an alcohol. The blueberry Nojito is really good, actually. I like that quite a bit. Let's see here. Next question. Hey, my neighbor Kenny is in the chat. How are you, Kenny? Hope you're doing well. Ray and Nancy, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, 93 Days to Elevation, 139 to Oasis, 202 to Brilliance. What are the chances the October group cruise will go to San Juan and or Labadee? You know, Ray and Nancy, if I can answer this question accurately, I can answer it. But accurately, I'll also give out winning lottery numbers. You know what? I'm going to give out the winning lottery numbers for tomorrow. You all want it for when? Friday. When do they draw the whenever they draw the lotto numbers? Here they come. Are you ready for this one? And all right, there you go. Winning lottery numbers. I have no idea, right, Nancy? It's a great question. I would say at this point, I'm pretty pessimistic about our chances at both. I'd say we have a better chance at San Juan than we do Labadee at this point. But you know, it's one of those things where it could literally change at the last minute. So, you know, the way I look at it is that we're going on Oasis. We're there for the group cruise. If we get an extra sea day out of it, it really wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd actually take that as a benefit. The Travelers, thank you for the super chat. Any idea or rumors about when we'll get more info on the worst kept secret in cruising to Discovery class? I don't have any information. All I can tell you is we have to keep waiting. I don't have any specifics on like dates or anything like that. But if your concern is it's not happening, it's definitely happening. But beyond that, I don't know. You know, Royal is like there's a couple things that have to happen. Part of the reason why we haven't heard, not the entire reason, part of the reason we haven't heard anything about the Discovery class, which is the new smaller ship class Royal Caribbean is rumored to be working on, even though they are. Number one, they have to like finalize some basic design points, size, dimensions, certain features, things like that. But even when they do that, they need to have board approval from the board of directors before they can place an order and make a formal announcement to the public. And I believe the board announced the first two things, the design, the overall design, whatever, and the board approval are the two things that are, among other issues, because I'm not privy to any of this, but my perception, my belief is that those two things are holding things up, among other things. But I believe that they're still working on it. And part of that is really just figuring, there's a big difference between, 10,000 gross tons here or there. It really does make a difference. So it's not just, it's not quite as cut and dry. And because they're a publicly traded company, these are some of the things they come up with. It's not like, a private company in that. So not the answer you're looking for, but just the reality. Scary's in the chat. 33 days till I miss the group cruise. Come on, Rich. 41 days till we meet up with those hanging around for even more fun on Independence. Wait, you're on the second cruise? So I'll get to see you on the second sailing, which I will be on, which is fantastic. I love that. Let's see here. Mr. Jeff Burns checking in on Liberty of the Seas. How are you? Welcome. Jason Hicks, as a solo traveler, if I make the balcony cabin, is it true that you get triple the points? That is incorrect. You're close. As a solo traveler, if you book a balcony, you get twice the points. If you were to book a suite by yourself, Jason, then you would get triple the points. So, Ashley Cruise fan, loving your new videos about the new beach clubs in Perfect Day Mexico. Can't wait till Perfect Day Mexico opens. Looks like a game changer. It really, really is going to be a game changer, Ashley. I was in New York last week for the reveal, and boy, they've got some amazing things there. What are you all most excited? Like, what's the one thing you're most excited about Perfect Day Mexico? Holly Burns is here. What a honor to have the Holly Burns in the chat. Hello, Holly. Hope you're doing well. Hope your husband's being nice to you. Hope your husband's winning money in the casino for you. And if none of those things are true, I hope he's at least getting you your next drink for you. He can do that. Let's see here. Bailey from MEI Travel is here, and Lindy Bullard. Hey, Lindy, welcome. Glad to have you here. Cape Fear Waterfowl. What's the best royal cruise for two couples and least amount of kids wanting to leave out of Florida? A transatlantic sailing, whichever one goes out of Florida. I mean, to have the least amount of kids, you're on a Royal Caribbean cruise, you're going to have kids on board. So just Keep that in mind. But the longer the sailing, if you go longer than a week, transatlantics are like 2 weeks. They're in the fall when school is in session, or in the spring when school is in session, and they're just way longer than most families are willing to do. By far, that's the one that you want. Now, if you're a new cruiser, I wouldn't recommend a transatlantic, but based on the fact that you want least amount of kids, then I would probably say a transatlantic sailing. Wes Goodrich. Hey, Wes, thank you for the super chat. 153 days of Symphony of the Seas. Solarium and Bistro, do they charge for dinner? No. And what's the menu like? It's a combination of buffet and sit down. They do not, it's complimentary. The only time Solarium Bistro charges for dinner is if you're on Allure of the Seas and they have the Brazilian steakhouse, Samba Grill. Otherwise, it's included. But basically, and you can see the menu, Wes, in the Royal Caribbean app. It's a lot of it's a lot of like American, nothing crazy. It's not heavy on any kind of ethnicity. There's steak on the menu, a fish dish, a pasta dish. But there's also a buffet component where the entrees are what you're served, but you can get up and get like a salad or some bread and whatnot. Glenn wants to know, does Royal Caribbean still offer free bus transfer from Miami to the airport? I have not heard of it. It's funny. During spring break, they offered this to us. We were on Icon of the Seas, and they wanted to alleviate traffic. We got an email from Morel. It's like, hey, if you want to, we can offer this. Anyway, long story short, Glenn, I have not heard of it since then. I'm not saying that it's not happening, but usually when things like that happen, I usually get some kind of a message. Tom Stedman. Hey, Tom, thank you for the super chat. What 7 Days to Utopia? Would an Oasis cabana be a nice price for cookie for two folks who want to do it the last minute treat? Yeah, heck yeah. I actually love the Oasis cabanas a lot more than I thought I would. I never did them at all. And then a friend of ours was there, and we visited them. And I was like, these are really not bad at all. So yeah, I think cabanas, I'm a big fan of renting cabanas. If the price is right, I think they're a really nice way to splurge, have a nice time. I think it's absolutely worthwhile. So I would say, yeah, 100%. I love that. Let's see here. Traveler. Well, you didn't. I don't think you missed super chat. I think I was late on the super chat. But the answer is there's no information on Discovery Class yet. We just got to keep on waiting. Keep on keeping on. There's no inside and tracker information on that. Other than that, it's still happening, but beyond that, I don't know that. Christopher Biona. Hey, Chris, thanks for the super chat. Is it true some cabins stay warm and sticky even with the AC on, excluding when the balcony door is open? To some extent, yes. A lot of this is circumstantial. Number one, like older ships, their air conditioning can be a little weaker than newer ships. Number two, it also depends on the time of year, Chris. Like if you're in January, it's totally fine, right? Part of the issue is a combination of a couple things. One, are the curtains open or closed? Two, the radiant sun, coming in from the balcony, right? If your cabin is if you're on the side of the ship where the sun is shining, there's gonna be more radiation coming in from the sun that can heat up your cabin. But in a lot of cases, you'll see a situation where somebody, posts, hey, I'm in this balcony and it's really hot. Someone else in another balcony is like, oh, I don't have that issue at all. So there's a maintenance component. There's an environmental component, time of year. So to some extent, yes. But if your follow-up question is which ones are which, there really is no telling. And I wouldn't worry about it. If you're truly worried about it, if you're like, Matt, I need my AC pumping at as cold as humanly possible. There's a couple things I would recommend. Number one, never open your balcony. Number two, draw your blinds during the daytime. That makes a huge difference. And obviously, number three, if you detect that the temperature is not really going the way you want it to, speak up immediately. Don't wait for 11 o'clock at night when you get back to your cabin. Make sure that it's the temperature you want immediately. This is one of the things we talk about a lot on Royal Caribbean Blog is, when you get into your cabin, first thing I do is I adjust the air conditioning. It's always set to medium or something like that. But adjust it the setting you want it to. Give it about an hour or two. And if it's not where it's supposed to be or you think it should be, definitely speak up and call the maintenance department. Mary Jo, thank you for the super chat. Is there a sightseeing excursion you would recommend in Nassau? I'd like to do something other than Baja more or a beach type. It's funny. We had a question about this earlier, Mary Jo, and I'm glad we had it because I'm going to answer your question a heck of a lot better. I don't have a specific company or tour, but if I were you, based on what you're looking at here, I would probably recommend some sort of a catamaran ride or chartering a boat There's a lot on Viator.com. There's a number of places and websites you can rent boats, or, when I say rent boats, I don't mean like you driving it. You don't want to do that. Just have someone else do it, right? Whether you're chartering it, whether you're doing a group excursion, small group excursion, that'd be a really fun thing to do. And it's really easy because you're already in Nassau Harbor. So the boats all go from there. So I would look at something like that. I would lean in that direction. William Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow, perhaps? Paging Mr. Tom Morrow, your party from Saturn has arrived. Please give them a ring. Hold on a second. That's a joke for 7 people in the chat. I got nothing. William? I almost closed. I almost closed the wrong tab there. That would have been bad. Let me try one more time. William Morrow. Well, William, I don't see a message from you, but thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. Hey, Ricky, I know you can cancel and rebook packages when on sale. The issue is that you have to lay out a second payment while waiting for refund first. Not helpful or for budget cruisers. Yeah, but Ricky, you're not thinking about this fourth dimensionally. If you're using a credit card, I would say this works better for a credit card than a debit card. But for a credit card, it's a wash because you're on a billing cycle, right, with your credit card company. So it's going to end up, depending on when you do it, when you cancel and rebook, it's going to end up, the refund's going to come in a couple of days. I mean, worst case scenario, the second charge comes on billing cycle 1, but then you're going to have the refund on billing cycle 2. So it's like, it should end up being a wash, given the fact that it will take, on average, what does it take? Like, these days, Rel's really good with it. 3-4 days, you'll get the refund, maybe a week at the most. But it's really that wash in that. You're right, the money doesn't come back instantly, but in the grand scheme of billing cycles, I feel like it does. And like 99% of the time, by the time I go to pay my credit card bill that month, I'm looking at it and I can see the charge and the refund there. So, yeah. Let's see. Next question. M. Cole, Icon Class Galveston debut with Perfect Day Mexico opening. I mean, it would seem like that would be the case. That would be the likely there, but TBD, to be determined. Hey, Desiree, welcome. Good to see you. Ridge Jones, if I prepay gratuities, is there a way to unpay so I can just pay them cash in person? You know, like how impersonal gratuities feel. I don't know if you already prepaid them, if you could take them off. If you're before final payment date, yes, you just have to, your travel agent can do it. You have to call Royal Caribbean. But if you're past final payment date, I don't believe you can, Ridge. I could be wrong. I've never tried this, though. So, yeah. Should have muted myself. Sorry. Perp Terps going on Symphony this Friday. Nice. Matthias, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Obrigado, I think. 105 and 112 days of Voyager of the Seas in the Med. Bunch of ports have been changed, like Naples and Kotor. Any idea why? Also, what are must-dos on Voyager? As to why your itinerary has been changed, it's not unheard of. There could be a lot. I don't know the reasons. I mean, there could be conflicts with docking, like, there's no room for the ship anymore. There could be a geopolitical issue. Probably not. Who knows? I don't have the answer to your question, but the changes in itineraries are not unheard of. Again, there could be a lot of reasons for it, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But it's strange, but not unheard of. I don't know if that makes you feel any better. What are some must-dos on Voyager of the Seas? Great question. I love the ice skating show on board. See the ice skating show. I think it's really a great thing to do. There are water slides. It's a lot of fun. And I love the pub singer, Matthias. I don't know how much you've watched our videos here, but I love the pub singer on board. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Are they still doing lobster night? They are. If you have at least 2 formal nights on your cruise, they'll do it on the second one. And your cruise has to sail out of the United States, not Europe. In that case, then yeah. Let's see here. Loft Floating Adventures is here. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Ronnie Bickers Jr. in the chat. Welcome. Election Forecast Hub. What do you think about the club in Vanuatu? It's really interesting. So it's not a perfect day. It's not a beach club. So a couple things. Number one, it's free, guys. So that's great. It's included in your cruise fare. Kind of like Labadee, basically. And they compared it to Labadee in that Lalepa is not, it's not a beach club. It's not a perfect day. It's this included thing. And it's really a chill out day. For anybody that wants the closest thing possible in the world of Royal Caribbean to a quiet beach, this is pretty much going to be it. Now, of course, the problem is, or I don't know if it's a problem. If you live in Australia, this is great. If you don't live in the South Pacific, this can be, getting there ain't exactly around the corner. But hey, I love that they're doing new things. I love that this project has not gone away. Remember, a private destination in Lalepa has been in the works since I think 2020, and it's gone under different versions. First, it was to be Perfect Day, then it was to be a beach club, and now it's its own thing. And I just like that they're trying something different. So I love it. Let's see here. Mareth, is there any truth to the rumor Royal Caribbean is releasing a fireman's calendar with Hugh as the model for all 12 months? Well, I wasn't supposed to say anything, but no, it's not. Diamond Dave Grossi. Hey, Dave. Thank you for the super chat. Fresh off Odyssey Transatlantic last week, do you know if I can use my Diamond Plus BOGO for Izumi Hibachi on the first nights of the selling things for all you do? I don't believe it works at Izumi. I believe that's one of the restaurants that doesn't work there. Dave, I always remember because I love Izumi, you know that, and I would love to, but yeah. Hey, Brittany, do you think Royal Caribbean will ever extend their port times to 10, 11 o'clock? I would love for them to do that, but the answer is probably not. I remember one time Michael Bailey was asked about this, and basically the answer was, while there are some people who want to stay later, most people like the idea of spending the day in port and then coming back to the ship and doing their thing on board, right? Dinner, a show, going to the bar, and then going to bed. Like, the demand for late night stays in any port, whether it's Coco Key or Cozumel, just isn't there. Not to mention, Brittany, and Royal won't say this, but I think there's some truth to this as well. There's also a cost. The longer you're in port, the longer you pay. I'm not privy to the information, but that's my guess. That could be a component as well. So I think for those reasons, probably not. Trinity, going on Wonder of the Season October and excited to go to Coco Key. Anything specific I should do? Yeah, there's a lot of great things. I mean, I love Coco Key for a lot of reasons. Number one, you definitely want to go. I would not limit yourself to one spot. Like, my idea of a good day, Trinity, is get off the ship early, go to Oasis Lagoon, hang out there for like a couple hours, and then go to one of the beaches, Chill Island or Chill Beach, South Beach, Breezy Bay. Make sure you check out the different restaurants that are included. I would definitely do Chill Grill, and I would also do the Snack Shack, because that is a fantastic spot. You really want to mix it, especially if it's your first time. You don't have to do a whole tour of the island, but I wouldn't limit yourself to one spot. Don't spend all day at Oasis Lagoon. Don't spend all day at Chill Beach. Try to go to at least 2 different places, 2 different beaches, have a snack, have a meal, enjoy that. Diego, thank you for the super chat. Muchas gracias. I'm going on Anthem of the Seas in October for our honeymoon from Vancouver to Honolulu. 7 sea days and recommendations. Greetings from Mexico City. For that kind of a sailing, really, I'm trying to think of what, in a lot of cases, the reason why I'm struggling with this is, quite frankly, in a lot of cases, I do the same thing for, a 7-night cruise, a 3-night cruise, or in your case, you got a lot of sea days there. Definitely take advantage of the different activities. I mean, one thing Royal Caribbean does really well are the onboard activities. And if you can, I would definitely look at the Cruise Compass or the Royal Caribbean app and try to come up with a variety of different things you could do at each day. And look at that calendar before you go to bed. Progressive Trivia is one of those big ones over there. That's really popular. So I would look at that. Alexa, what do you recommend taking off the ship for a beach excursion at Curacao and Aruba? Great question. So here's what I would take off the ship in Curacao or Aruba. A towel. Bring a towel for everybody. That's easy. Bring your SeaPass card. That's also easy. I would bring your passport with you just in case. I would bring a little bit of cash and 1 credit card. So I'd bring 1 credit card that you can use in case of emergency or regular charges, whatever. And I'd bring a little bit of cash. I usually have about $100 to $200 in cash on me. The cash is really for taxis, incidentals. My kid, somebody wants a bottle of soda. Here you go. I'll use the credit card first, but not everyone takes a credit card, or you might not have the ability. So that's why I would go in that direction. Hat, sunglasses, sunscreen. That's really important. A beach bag for all of this, by the way. I would probably bring maybe depending on what I bring my phone with me because I'm a nerd, but having that connectivity would be helpful. A book if that's your thing. But I think that's essentially the basics. I usually don't bring a change of clothes with me if I'm wearing my bathing suit out. Just the bulk of it and where to change. That's always the issue. Otherwise, I would love to, but yeah. Next question is from Cult1213. Thank you for the super chat. When can you book Paradise Islands Beach Club? I believe you mean the new beach club in Nassau. And the answer is we don't know yet. Rail has not announced it yet. I suspect we'll get that information in the next month or two. So call me crazy. And I don't have any inside information here. Call me crazy, but I predict before July 4th, we will be able to book the new beach club. I could be dead wrong about this. Many of you in the chat who've known me for a long time are saying if Matt says July 4th, that means it'll be after July 4th. I'll take the over, not the under on that. But that's my guess. Let's see here. Next question is from Jada. Jada, thank you for the super chat. Going on Icon in 12 days in a Sunset Corner suite. Never been on Royal before. Wow. Any tips or must-dos? I mean, how much time you got, Jada? Because we got a lot to share. I mean, truly, what you want to do, and I hate to give you this answer, is, we have a lot of videos. We have a Icon of the Sea ship tour you should watch. We have a lot of planning tips that you should do as well. But really what you want to do, the core of what you should do on the ship, take advantage of the entertainment. Royal Caribbean's entertainment is second to none. So the show's on board. Even if it sounds weird, at least go check it out because it's included in your cruise fare. Wizard of Oz alone is absolutely a must-do to see. It's amazing. Go to the Julie Piano show. That's also included. Definitely go eat at the Aquadome Market. It's fantastic. Make sure you do try one or two specialty restaurants. If you want my recommendations for specialty restaurants on Icon, Izumi Hibachi and Giovanni's would be my two right there. But I mean, there's so much more than that. It's just a matter of your own personal preferences. But research, really, Jada. The more you can learn about Icon, the better prepared you'll be. And you will have the more research you do, the less likely you will come back home disappointed because you missed out on something. Gary Gorin. Gary, thank you for the super chat. I have some casino chips I forgot to cash at the end of our last cruise. Maybe we'll use them on our next cruise on Oasis. No, they're basically now you have some souvenirs. Once you get off that ship, those things are useless, and they will not exchange them, refund them for you. So, yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you just picked up some souvenirs, which stinks. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I wish I had a better answer for you. Hey, Doty, will I be on the Star of the Seas August 20th sailing? Yes, I will. I will be there. Hopefully see you on board. Best food item at the Mason Jar? The Nashville hot chicken is really good. Oh, my name tag is still here, Carrie. Wait, why does it keep doing that by default? It's very annoying. La Floating Adventures. Thank you for the super chat. If we're Diamond, does our 4-year-old get our status and 4 free drinks too? Yes, they do. They don't get alcoholic drinks. So as an example, you can't be like, oh, you're at the bar. Here's my kid C-Pass. Can I get 4 beers, please? No. Non-alcoholic drinks, yes. But yes, they get the 4 free drinks. They get their free day of internet, which they don't have to know that they get it. You can use theirs. So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it uses 4 free drinks. You can use it for specialty coffee. Yeah, in fact, I still use my kids' specialty, my kids' diamond drinks for specialty coffee. Why burn up an alcoholic drink when you can use it on theirs? Absolutely, 100% yes. They won't even bat an eye at that. Christopher Bayona with his second super chat of the night. Thank you, Chris. Excluding top shelf liquor, do they use the cheapest by default if you don't ask for mid-range? Generally, yes, unless the bartender really likes you. And can you get a double shot with the drink package? If you ask, probably. I mean, technically the answer is no. But in my experience, Chris, if you ask for it, probably yes. I mean, it's one of those your mileage may vary, be nice, that kind of thing. What am I sitting on? Oh, what's my iPhone cord? But yeah, by default, if you say this is one of my favorite tips to share. If Thanks, Tony. Hold on a second. Got to ban somebody. Block user. Thank you, Tony. If you ask for a pina colada, you're going to get well liquor. Well liquor doesn't. It's harder. It's sharper. It's it doesn't taste as good. It's not as smooth, and the alcohol content may be lower. So for all those reasons, yeah, definitely always say, can I get a pina colada with crack and rum? Can I get a Bloody Mary with Tito's? Make sure you specify the liquor. It's the same price if you have a drink package. So yeah. Jason Peterson is here. What's up, Jason? How are you, my friend? Hope you are staying cool, because it's like 1,000 degrees out here. I don't see a message from you, Jason. I have a hard time believing there's no message from Jason. Some people, yes. Jason. What's the scoop on going into Cape Liberty? 5 days to Liberty. This is Bermuda. The only thing I would say about going out of New York, out of Cape Liberty, there are two things, Jason. Number one, if you invite Tony Diaz to your cruise, he will ghost you and not go and completely ignore you, thus breaking your heart. But number two, there's usually a lot of traffic getting into the port. It's like one of those, there's only one road in and one road out. And Liberty's not, when I did Liberty last year, it wasn't that bad, but there can be some bad traffic getting in and out of the port. So if you're, like, as an example, build in more extra time to get there. And also when you're getting off the ship, if you're taking like a Lyft or an Uber to the airport, assume they need an extra 10 minutes to actually get to you. Some of the traffic flows there can be an issue. Amanda Hackett. Amanda, thank you for the super chat. Best food item icon, Aquadome Market. Aquadome Market. I've done videos where I've counted down the best restaurants on board, and yeah, that's definitely my favorite. Ronnie Bickers Jr. Thank you, Ronnie, for the super chat. Go 194 days to Granger. One of my ports next year is going to be Puerto Rico in January. Is there any hope that they'll be open by then? You don't have a problem. If you're going on Granger, that can get in there. It's just the Oasis class ships or the Icon that have the problem, Ronnie. So you're good. You don't have nothing to worry about right there. How is cruising during winter? Fantastic. Everyone's cold at home and you're in the Caribbean. Wonderful. I love it. Chris Moss. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. 41 Days Till Utopia. Matt, thank you. You make Mondays tolerable. My pleasure. Thank you, my friend, for being here, Chris. You're always here. I thought for a long time, Chris, you were my neighbor's Kenny's friend whose name is Chris, but you're not. You're still cool. You're a great guy. But I thought it was the same person. Chris K-Spear. Hey, Chris, thank you for the super chat. I just got back from a 5-night Western Caribbean on Mariner. I went to Maya Chan for the third time, and loved it. Is there any reason for me to try something new in the future? Honestly, Chris, that's the reason I go to Maya Chan every single time. I love Maya Chan. I mean, so, it's funny, Chris, because, on the one hand, you're like, hey, let's try something new. Let's expand our horizons. But in other cases, especially in Costa Maya, until Perfect Day Mexico opens, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's not much else happening over there. So take advantage of it. Yeah. Give it a drink of water here. Does Royal Caribbean still do bridge tours? They do. It's not specifically like you can't hey, book a bridge tour. They do behind the scenes all access tour, and that includes the bridge tour. Skyfrog, thank you for the super chat. If one person is diamond, the other is not diamond in the cabin, can they also get diamond advantage? No, unless they're related to you, like your spouse or your kids who's under 18. Like, as an example, Skyfrog, if you were sharing a cabin with Smokey Bandit, I feel so bad for you, but you would, and you were diamond and he wasn't, then it doesn't work that way. No. Next question. Did they ever finish the escape room on Icon? They did. Yes, it is open. Absolutely. Let's see here. Brett Graham. Thank you for the super chat. Bonjour encore. Merci beaucoup. If Diamond Lounge happy hour drinks are not free, should I bother? Merci for making our cruising lives that much better. Yeah, it's a great question. Like, why hang out? The reason to go to the Diamond Lounge for your drinks is because it's a special area for you. I mean, I would argue, Brett, the nice thing about the Diamond Lounge, besides there's drink service there, but it's really the people that are there. Meeting people, it's not the Diamond Lounge, it's the Crown Lounge now. But the great thing about the Crown Lounge is you get to meet people on board. Hang on, just double checking. You get to meet other cruisers. That's like a kind of fun thing. I mean, you don't have to do it this way, Brett, but it is kind of nice when you strike up a conversation, meet some people, get to know them a little bit. I was never that person until I became Pinnacle. And then I would start hanging out in the Suite Lounge because that's one of the benefits we have. And I got to meet other Pinnacles, and it was kind of neat. It's something nice about being on a cruise ship, meeting other people that are like that. So, yeah, love it. Let's see here. Next question. Kylie, apologies if I missed it, but asked earlier, barbecue place on Icon is worth it. The barbecue place on Icon? There is no barbecue place on Icon. Chat, which places are they talking about? There's a barbecue place on Oasis, but not Icon. So, am I like completely obtuse here as to which one they're talking about? Yeah, Brittany says, is there a barbecue restaurant Icon? That's why I'm like, Oasis. Okay. Woo. All right, is the answer, so yes, the answer is yes. Portside barbecue, absolutely worthwhile, 100% yes. Kenny is friends to all Chris's. Even better. Love that. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. 544 to Legend. First full-length U.S. cruise. Will Royal Caribbean treat us as inaugural? They'll do it basically the same thing. I mean, listen, the maiden voyage was over in Europe, but they'll do the first U.S. sailing will be a big deal. So yes, they will. They're just, all that means, by the way, just FYI. What does it mean to be on a maiden or an inaugural voyage? I'm going to give you a real talk answer here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on the maiden voyage, first of all, you weren't on the first sailing. There were probably 2 or 3 media sailings. There were cruises with crew member families on board. And in this case of Legend, there was one over in Europe, actually a whole season in Europe. But basically what you're going to get is you're going to get swag. They'll deliver like free things to your cabin, like a Legend of the Seas hat or a Legend of the Seas cell phone protector that you bring home and you give it to your neighbor Kenny's wife as a gift. There will be a certificate at the end of the cruise that you can frame. It says, Dustin Payne went on the inaugural sailing. Usually on embarkation day, there could be like fireworks or maybe some sort of a celebration in the port related to the first sailing there. So there you go. Let's see here. These are great questions, guys. I love this. Jennifer, I've been on 7 Royal Caribbean cruises to Mexico, the Bahamas, the Caribbean. I'm about to take my first European cruise to Greece and Turkey. Any tips? Yeah, we have a lot of great tips about going to Europe. Actually, our YouTube editor, Jenna, has some fantastic articles about it that I cannot find right now. I'm going to try to find one real quick for you. Europe, first time. Well, I think I wrote this article, but I was inspired by Jenna, I am sure. I'll post it in the chat for you. Check it on out. Oh, all right. Hold on a second. Got it. Let's see. Do WoW bands work on Symphony? They do indeed. They do indeed. In regards to Perfect Day Mexico, I'm curious how many locals there will be employing. Don't know if they discussed the New York City event. Yeah, there's a lot, actually. They didn't discuss the New York City event, but I heard about it during a different event they brought me into to kind of give us a heads up on it. I mean, they're going to greatly expand the facilities in Mahahual because they need to. Mahahual is like a village of I'm making up numbers here, like 2,000 people. So they need a lot more, and they're going to be bringing a lot more people in, and they're building housing. They're expanding the facilities and the infrastructure of Mahahual to support it. So the answer is yeah, absolutely. Scary, thank you for the super chat. Just thanks for being the best way to enjoy cruising between cruises. Thank you, Scary. I appreciate you. Thank you. Half amazing. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going on Legend of the Seas next year in a junior suite. First suite on a cruise. What should I expect? You're in a junior suite. So gosh, this is awkward. You're not in a suite. Half amazing. Unless you booked a Sky Class junior suite. If you booked a Sky Class, then you're good. But a traditional regular junior suite is not actually a suite. It's just an extra large balcony. So if you booked if you booked a regular junior suite, you have an extra large room. You have double crown and anchor points, 2 points per night. You get priority embarkation. You get to go to the suite line, but you don't have access to the concierge or the suite lounge. Now, if you book the Sky Class junior suite, then you do, but it kind of depends on which one you book. But I'm going to guess you probably booked regular junior suite. I'm going to guess. So, yeah. Kate wants to know, what's the best thing to eat at Cocoa Beach Club? That lobster looks real nice. I would probably say surf and turf, Kate. I can tell you that you don't have to limit yourself to one thing. So I would definitely recommend the surf. So ask for the lobster and the filet mignon. If I'm not mistaken, the last time my neighbor Kenny was there, that's what he did. But pretty sure this is a very popular option because I think the filet mignon at the Cocoa Beach Club restaurant is the best steak I've had in Royal Caribbean. The lobster is really good. The shrimp is fantastic. So it's just a matter of what you prefer. But I would definitely say the filet and the lobster are probably 1 and 1A best things they do there. And you can definitely ask for both. In fact, just say, I just want to do a surf and turf, and they'll be happy to oblige you on that. Setting Anaptas on the Utopia Railway Whiskey Experience. It's there. It's available. I booked it for September. That's the next time I'm on Utopia. But I will have a review of it when it becomes available, but I don't have any, but it's available now. So, I mean, that one is there. Let's put it that way. Dave just returned yesterday from Wonder of the Season, booked the Star. Absolutely incredible time. Nice. Michelle wants to know, will the new beach club in Cozumel be worth doing rather than Paradise Beach Club? It's too early to say, Michelle. I mean, we don't know pricing. We don't know exactly. I mean, we know exactly what they're going to do at Cozumel Beach Club, but there's a variety of factors that go beyond that, right? And I suspect the amenities and options that Paradise Beach offers versus the Cozumel Beach Club will differ, you know? Like I would be genuinely surprised if Royals Beach, the Cozumel Beach Club, is cheaper or the same price as what Paradise Beach charges. I can tell you for a fact that the Cozumel Beach Club will be heated, their pool, rather, which is a huge deal because that's Paradise Beach was the only one that really had that. It makes a big difference, temperature controlled, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, Paradise Beach also has inflatables in the water, which I don't think Cozumel Beach Club is going to have. At Paradise Beach Club, you can also, you know, do certain activities that are beyond there. They have pharmacy on, not that I think anybody books specifically for the pharmacy, but there's little things that may or may not be a reason to book one or the other. So TBD. Oh, it was a Sky Junior Suite. Okay, so good news. All right, so good news. Let's go back to your question. So Half Amazing wants to know about the what they should expect in their first suite. So you're gonna get, when you get to the cruise terminal, there'll be a line for suite guests. You go in that line. You're also going to be able to take advantage. You'll get a list in your cabin. There'll be a letter, and it'll explain all the benefits that you'll be getting there. But really, the two things I would take advantage of is the suite lounge and the concierge. So here's what I would do. When you get on board the ship, go to the. Also, one more thing before I get into this, you get twice a day cabin service. So they'll service your room twice a day. Go to the suite lounge on the first day. So you know where it is. Meet the suite concierge. Get to know that person. Talk them up a little bit. Hang out there. I mean, really in the evening, that's where the suite lounge really comes to life. They have complimentary drinks there in the evening, so that makes a bigger difference. But take advantage of that. It's really a nice thing. We do have some videos, Half Amazing, about what it's like in a suite for the first time. And I think that'll be a pretty good intro. Yeah, this one should do it. I found it. There's many videos I've done on this topic, but I'll put it right there. Cool. Mzadi, thank you for the super chat. Any speculation on which ships will go to the beach clubs in Perfect Day in Mexico? Basically, Mzadi, any ship that goes to Cozumel or Costa Maya today, you're pretty much guaranteed. I mean, it's going to be the Icon. First of all, it has to be a 7-night cruise. So Utopia of the Seas is out. I think it'll be the Icon class. So we're talking 2027. Icon, Star, Legend. Probably a safe bet, number one. Beyond that, whatever ships are in Galveston, every ship in Galveston, whichever those are, probably an Oasis, maybe an Icon class ship, probably a Voyager class ship, they'll be going there. If there are any ships based out of New Orleans, which is seasonal, they'll go there as well. The only place that, like, ships that go out of Tampa won't. Well, actually, it's not true. I take that back. They could. In fact, they probably will. So I take that back. I don't know why I even said that. So basically, anything that goes in Western Caribbean, you're pretty much a lock on that at this point. Don also points out that Juju Suites also have a coffee maker, which is nice. Absolutely. Ronnie, yeah, Independence Disease is good to go because that's not an Icon or an Oasis class ship, so you should be fine on that, I would imagine. Let's see here. We have some super chats coming in here. Sue Sista, thank you for the super chat. Greetings from an adventure of the seas, currently in Curacao. No questions. Thanks for all you do. I'll be diamond after this cruise. Congratulations. That's awesome. Man, moving up to my neighbor Kenny's level, who just turned diamond, has never taken advantage of his benefits yet. Hey, Jeff's got an Alaska Cruise question for us. Does Royal Caribbean do an explorer boat excursion at Dawes Glacier? They don't. At Dawes Glacier, your ship will sail into the fjord, depending on how much ice there is, get as close as they can, turn around, and spend some time there. But no, they don't offer. I think the only lines that do that, Jeff, not even Celebrity does it. It's like you'd have to be like on a expedition line in order to do that. Glow, how to make a quinceañera before leave port work and how much does it cost? It's a great question. And the answer is it depends. It depends on how many people, which venue you want to rent, what you want to have done there. Basically, Glow, let me make this easier for you. What you want to do two things. You want to work with a travel agent and you want to work with the groups department. There's a wedding department. It's actually going to be under the weddings department. I know it's not a wedding, but it's the department that handles special events. And they'll be able to coordinate, give you a quote with, renting out a venue, having people who are either sailing with you or people that are just there for the day. But the weddings department is who you're going to want to work with on that one. Fly Simulation, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, Frequent Cruiser here. I had a question regarding sailing out July 4th out of Bayonne. Will we stick around for the fireworks, shoot them off the ship? I hope we do. The answer is no and no. Probably not. To be fair, anything's possible, but I don't believe I've ever heard of that being the case. Because there's a lot of issues with being there. I don't think you will. And certainly, absolutely not. Royal Caribbean is not legally allowed to shoot off fireworks off their ship. I believe only one cruise line can do that. It's Disney. And if you've ever seen it, it's pretty lame. It's not like Disney World fireworks. It's just, anyway. So you won't shoot off fireworks off the ship. But the good news is, your ship will probably be close enough to New Jersey somewhere, which usually isn't a good thing. But in this case, it's not bad. If it's clear enough, you'll be able to see a lot of fireworks offshore is what I'm trying to say. But no, I don't suspect your ship will actually hang out in New York Harbor. Part of the reason is the logistics involved and the security and all that. But more importantly, your ship needs to be on its way to get to wherever the heck you're sailing to. So I would suspect the answer is no. And Half Amazing, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Again, it was a Sky Junior, and Barcelona goes to Rome, Italy, Pisa 8 days back to back. Stops first time Mediterranean. What do you expect? Sorry for not being so specific. You don't be sorry, man. It's all good. Man, there's a lot to unpack there. How much time you got? Well, I got 6.5 minutes to go over this with you. Obviously there's a couple things. Number one, as I mentioned, take advantage of the suite concierge. Go to the suite lounge, introduce yourself to them. They'll ask you what cabin you're in, get to know them a little bit. I think that's really, really important as a starting point. Beyond that, for your ports, you really want to have plans in place before you get to every single port. Europe is really important for this. Some ports you may look at, I'm doing this when I go to Europe this summer as well, is you may look at a port and say, you know what? I feel like, this is a walking city, right? And I have never been, like, Rome is not it. Rome requires a 1-hour train ride from the port to the actual city. But other ports, I don't know this for a fact, may be a lot easier to get around. But anyway, you either can, I would definitely recommend tours though, or at least some sort of a shore excursion plan. Research what the port has to offer, find a tour or a plan that works for you and go from there. But definitely have a plan. Last thing you want to do is get off the ship, in port, and then be like one of those people that's like holding the map open, be like, all right, guys, what should we do? That's just asking for FOMO and regret later on. Dan, do you have any plans to go on Star of the Seas? Yes, I'm booked on the 3-nighter on August 20th and the 4-nighter that comes after that one. Hey, Chris, 31 days for a live stream Mondays away from our first cruise. Have you ever been on an ATV beach break excursion? I have. I've done an ATV tour in Bonaire and Mazatlan, or was it Puerto Vallarta? It was somewhere on the west coast of Mexico. It definitely was on a Costa Maya. I've heard ATV tours are usually pretty good. I would only recommend, though, Chris, you do one that is an ATV that has a roll cage on it, not the quads. I feel like, you always want to think worst case scenario. And if you're rolling it with a cage, you're probably going to be safer than if you're rolling it on a quad. So that's the only reason I go in that direction. But I'm also a big baby, so, maybe my own tolerance right there. Whiskey experience at the on Utopia was fantastic. Good. Glad to hear that. Drink more water. Aye, Captain. Tomorrow night, guys, if you're a Royal Caribbean Blog Club member here on YouTube, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, come join us for it. Tony will be there. Maybe we should have Tony as my special guest because Becky Menken will not be here. She's doing Becky Menken things. But maybe we'll have some of you guys join me on the call. That'd be kind of fun. Something different. Rapid fire question. Drink order from Mason jar that comes in a Mason jar. Definitely not the the No Joke Coke and Smoke, whatever one that one definitely does come in that one. What? Only 2 more than you'll be a rep. Michelle Stevenson, that is unacceptable right there. Let's see here. And Captain Bob is in recovery. We did it. Bob, I'm so glad you're in recovery. Glad surgery went well, I'm guessing. And glad you were able to catch the last 3 minutes here. Guys, we're going to do a rapid fire here. So the last 2 minutes, type your yes or no, this or that questions in the chat. You got 2 minutes, and then Tony Diaz needs to go to bed, and my neighbor Kenny needs to make sure Samantha goes to bed. So we got a lot of old people in this chat, and a lot of old people want to go to bed because it's past their bedtime, and Tony is still nursing the defeat that the Mets had to the Yankees last night that he couldn't even stay up and watch right there. So type your anyway, this is a long way of me saying rapid fire. You got 2 minutes. Type your yes or no, this or that, would you rather kind of questions so we can get to as many as we possibly can. Here we go. Newport coming in Rome. It appears that way. Yes. Go Yankees. Oh, that was so good for them crushing the Mets right there. I don't hate the Mets. I hate the Red Sox. I really don't hate the Mets at all. What? Wait, that's not it. Hey, that's old people. Would you, I can't keep up with the chat. Would you rent a golf cart in Bimini? Yes, I think it's a fun thing to do. Sure, why not? I haven't done it yet, but yeah. Kev, Victor Safe Provider in, I don't know what that's probably a typo, right? Or an autocorrect. I've not been to FISA, so I don't know. What I would recommend, Kev, is go to royalcaribbeanblog.com, go to our message boards, and go to our shore excursion forum. And yes or no question. Is it possible to see the casino offer 7 days prior to boarding your sailing? Yes. I can't give you a Viator, Kev. Yeah. Hold on. 8 things at a time. Yes, Untitled Film Project, but Craig Hart will give you the link to it. Craig, can you help him out here? There's a super secret link that you have to put in there. But you have to know it's a URL. And yeah, for Viator, I don't have a specific one, Kev. I would honestly, in situations like this, and Viator is a great company. I would just, go based on the reviews there. It's probably, but again, my first recommendation, go to the royalcaribbeanblog.com message boards and asking/searching for excursion recommendations would be where I would start, quite frankly. Can I use my Wi-Fi on the ship or buy the package? Isn't that the same thing? You don't need to use, so you can use the Wi-Fi for the Royal Caribbean app without buying a package, if that's your question. Star or Icon? Too early to tell right there. Too early to tell. English pub or Mexican cantina? The pub only, I love the food. Obviously, the food's better than Mexican cantina, but the pub for the entertainment. Chops or Giovanni's on Liberty? Giovanni's. Becky voice or sing? Becky voice. I forgot to do the Becky voice today. Piano bar or pub singer? Pub singer every day. What does your shirt say? It says upstate and chill. I got this in Saratoga last year. Ever lost luggage? Thank God, no. Let's not start now. Actually, it's not true. That's not true. One time we did lose luggage. This was like, I remember my kid was really young. I think we only had one kid at the time. They found it eventually. It just took like forever for it to get to our room. I don't know what happened to it. And maybe that was one where my wife packed something she wasn't supposed to. Can I use Wi-Fi? You can use the Wi-Fi, Tanya. In order to use the internet, you need to buy a package. In order to use the Royal Caribbean app, you don't need to buy a package. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight, for we're all in the mood for a melody, and I'll be feeling all right. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Juan Soto is overpaid. I don't think he's that overrated. I think he'll end up having a wonderful career, but probably should have stayed a Yankee. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, 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 bum. Just gotta ban an idiot because why would you come in a YouTube chat talking about cruising unless you're an immature moron who's probably giggling like a schoolgirl right now? And we're over time. Yeah, so we're done here. Guys, we got to head on out here. Thank you so much for joining us here. The song right there got way too crazy. Last question from Diamond Dave. Lava Flow or peanut butter and jelly old fashioned? Peanut butter and jelly old fashioned. And White Diamond Inc. Thank you for the super chat. Matt, need that Pork Never parking hack. Oh, come on. We can't talk about it anymore. No, I will not. All right, hold on. No, there's still like 700 people in the chat. All right. I'm going to say this here. For the last time I'm sharing this hack, and I'm never talking about this again. If anyone ever asks me about this again, I will never admit to knowing this hack. Are we all agreed on this? In Port Canaveral, when you go to park your car, instead of parking in the parking garage, drive past the parking garage. There's a surface lot. If you're facing the garage, it's to the left. Park in that lot. It's the same price. You get to pull right up to the cruise terminal, and there's no line to get out the next when the cruise is over because nobody parks in that lot, and it's the same price. All right, there you go. I'm never talking about that again because, gosh darn it, that is my own personal hack that benefits me. And I'm looking out for number one here, all right? All right, everyone. Russ Crawford. Hello, my friend. Ask everyone to say a prayer for everyone here in Kentucky. The tornado outbreak affected a lot of our friends. Listen, Russ, my thoughts go out to you and your family and to your friends out there. My goodness, I had no idea that it had affected you like that, but I'm really hoping that the things that need to happen to help people out are going to happen in short order. And obviously, Russ, if you need anything, text me, let me know. I'm happy to help out. But my goodness, yeah, no, terrible stuff right there. I know that there's a lot of crazy storms in the Midwest in the spring, and it's awful stuff. So, yeah, Russ, think of it super chat, buddy, but it's beyond that. Just stay safe out there. That's the best thing I can do. But yeah, definitely, man. I hope those people are okay. I hope they're gonna be okay. Yeah, and Don, yeah, that hack, by the way, only works Terminal 1. Tell them it works Terminal 5 too. They won't know the difference. It's fine. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you, everybody, for checking out this live broadcast. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the support. I'll be home next Monday. Probably. This Memorial Day. We'll be here. But I don't know who else will be here. But anyway, we'll be here next Monday. Until then, have a great rest of your week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.